Hey guys, comment your questions below. Your question could be featured in the next video. Hey guys, welcome back to another episode of Candid Conversations. We are currently in our relationship series where we answer your questions as candidly as possible to the best of our ability. So let's get to it. This question is, how do you stay intimate as a couple after having kids? If you know, comment below. I'd love to know. We'd love to know. Okay, let's hash that question out a little bit. Okay, you know, when you first get married, you don't have kids. I consider married couples who don't have kids basically being single. I'm like, your life is so easy. Like, it's basically like nothing even happened. No, for real. Yeah. Some people are like, oh my God, it's so hard. I'm trying to like navigate like married life. And I'm like, navigate what? You get to do whatever you want to do whenever you want to do it.
You can still be gone most of the day and
do
all kinds of things.
And like not really have to answer to anybody.
Yeah.
But like, I mean, I classify intimacy as not just having sex, but like being able to go on dates, to have one-on-one time, quality time.
Yeah, it's hard to connect with somebody on a heart level when your mind is consumed with other things. The biggest thing that tends to happen with the marriage is you're intimate in the beginning, but as time goes on, you grow accustomed to each other. You've learned about each other. You kind of you get into a rhythm of life, and then work, kids, passions, different things that come up that you want to, dreams that you're going after. And what happens is the focus on your relationship and the intimacy and the connection of heart begins to go further and further down. And so what happens is that you start focusing on all these other things, and then you have kids in the mix, take a bunch of time and energy. And then what happens is you're tired by the end of the day. You go to give some time and energy to each other, and you start talking, and the other one falls asleep within 5 minutes of you talking to them.
Usually the mom.
Yeah, like it's just exhausting. And the problem is if you don't have energy for each other, you can't continue to go deep in intimacy.
I feel like that this whole topic has been a hard point in our marriage.
Oh yeah.
For sure. Just like having to, realizing that if you want anything to be good, you have to invest in it. I mean, anything. Like, if I want really long, beautiful, shiny hair, I'm going to have to invest in taking care of it. Or eating the right things. I don't know I chose that. I don't know anything about how to grow hair.
I have perfect genetics, and so if you want to have really long, amazing hair, take all the supplements and vitamins like me. I take way more than her, and I don't got hair.
Okay, let me phrase that. For example, if you want a six-pack or you want to be physically fit, like you can't just go, oh, I really want that, but then eat Cheetos and then not go to the gym or not do something that's going to like move you in the direction. That's investment of time, energy, thought. Like in order for me to even work out like in a day, I have to be thinking about it. Like that's just, I'm highly like motivated by what I think about.
Because if all you're filling your mind with and all you're thinking about is everything else in life and not your spouse, then what makes you think that you're actually going to take action to connect with them down the road? Yeah. If you never fill your mind with them.
Yeah, totally. Oh my gosh. So this has been like a real point of contention in our relationship because basically, CJ always feels like he gets like the leftovers of my energy, which is basically running on fumes, so he gets nothing. I have like, okay, I have to get up, I have to get the kids ready, and then I gotta work out, and I gotta like do this, and I gotta do that, and I gotta clean this and clean that. By the end of it, it's like, okay, spend quality time with CJ. It's like the one box on my checklist that never gets like marked off. And that starts to take a toll because then he feels like crap. He feels like I'm not valuing him. And to me, I'm like, I value you, babe. I love you. Oh my gosh, I couldn't live without you, all this stuff. But my actions are not portraying that.
I remember someone saying that thankfulness that's not shown means nothing.
Yeah.
And meaning, it does something for you to like appreciate somebody. But if I'm thankful for another person, say a friend or whatnot, I'm thankful for who they are, I appreciate them, and I never say it, I never express it in any kind of way, that person never gets to experience that thankfulness from me.
Or value.
Or that value that I have.
Yeah.
But once I do something to express it in any way, shape, or form, now they get to experience the thankfulness and the emotion that I have for them. And I think the same is true for our relationship, is to be like, of course I love them. Of course I want to, do life with them. And I can't live without them. But then if I never have time to express that to you, I never have the energy to express that to you, then she's never experiencing it. And in time,
So therefore it doesn't exist.
it exists, but it's not experienced. And if it's not experienced, it's not a relationship.
Yeah. Something that was really helpful in helping me grow in prioritizing intimacy with CJ is him just straight up telling me to my face, like, I don't feel like that, I don't feel valued, I don't feel loved, I feel like I'm not a priority, and like he was just straight up with me, and he said things like, he would tell me like, listen, like, I am faithful to you, I'm committed to you, but how long, am I able to grit my teeth and like stay committed to someone who doesn't acknowledge me, isn't like, we're not close, blah, 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 because it's not just sex, but it's just like everything,
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
Anytime that I'd get like caught up in like a project or with the kids or something, just my personality to go all the way. It's very hard for me to even think about anything else. And that was happening a lot in our relationship. You may be thinking, wow, that's really harsh for him to say, like, how do you expect me to be faithful to you, or how do you expect me to continue to commit to you? It's hard to hear, but I needed to hear that, because every time I was like smacked back into reality to be like, oh my gosh, I have a really good husband, I need to like do my part in investing in this part of a relationship. So that was really helpful to not, to help me see that I should not take him for granted.
Yeah.
He's like, amen and amen. I put money on that. No, it's true.
No, it really is true. I think in a lot of contexts or in a lot of circles, it can be kind of frowned upon to be honest like that. Because like, well, how could you? You made a commitment. And it's like, yeah, you made a commitment, but there's a human dynamic reality, and I'm human, you're human, and you have to put forth effort. We made a commitment to love each other, not, okay, you stay committed to me and I'm going to go do my own thing all the time and negate you. That's not okay for either party to do to each other. And maybe there are seasons and times that you have to go really hard after something. And if you have a strong relationship, your commitment will last.
Yeah.
The problem is when you're struggling in your commitment, you're already not giving each other that nearness and closeness and developing the love with each other and the intimacy. And then all of a sudden you're gone for a week or two or 3 or whatever it is. You have a season, a really busy season where you have to give your all to it. It's really hard for the other person to want to stay committed to you, or even think about you, or not just go through the motions of life. And who knows what could happen in the midst of that. And so expressing that love, making time for it is just really important. Yeah. Because if you have the strong relationship, it'll stand the test of time when, temptations and struggles and just the pressures of life come in,
Yeah. I feel like whenever I hear the word intimacy, or like, fighting for your sex life, or blah, 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 it sounds like work. Like, it's just like so much work. Like,
that's always encouraging to hear.
But the thing is but once I like switch my focus to that, being like, oh, this is really important. Like, I need to fight for my marriage, or I need to we need to get through this really hard, spot in our relationship. It's like the benefits of like making time and like reprioritizing. It's like, it makes life funner. It makes life better. Yes. Like we're always way more unified. We know we got each other's back, instead of being like, man, I didn't even see you all week. Like, who are you? Do I even like you? Like, what did you do today?
When we take time to go, hey, we're gonna stop everything right now. So we're gonna stop everything that we're doing, and we're gonna go out.
Turn the phone off.
Turn the phones off. That is huge. Turn your phones off. Stop doing all of the normal activities, and we're just gonna go relax and spend some time together. Yeah. And just doing that, and focusing and giving each other that quality time, it's like all of a sudden I have energy for everything else in life.
Yeah.
It's like like you said, like we know we have each other's back. We know that we're in this together. Even if I haven't seen her the rest of the day or I haven't seen her the next day, we had that connection point where we grew close together and we're strong. And it's like, yeah, we're in this together. And we can take care of the kids. We can go after our dreams, do our passions, do the work, do all that stuff. And we don't feel apart from each other.
Yeah.
But it means it actually takes real focus.
Yeah.
And the willingness to be intimate.
Vulnerability.
Yeah. The willingness to be vulnerable.
Yeah.
Because when you're pursuing and doing, when you're in control of your life and it's just you, when you're controlling, I'm taking care of the kids, I'm going after this is my job, this is my work, this is everything I'm doing, I'm consumed with that, you're in complete control.
Yeah.
And it's really hard to get intimate with somebody or be close with somebody when you're in complete control. And to be intimate means you have to kind of pull out of that mindset of being like, this is what I'm doing, I've got everything lined up. You pull out of that.
Yeah, I give you some control.
And I'm going to give you some control. We're gonna dialogue together and we're going to grow close to one another. But that happens with two people being vulnerable. So you have to be willing to shut everything down and be vulnerable.
Yeah. Some practicals for you women out there. Or men too. I don't know if this is a personality thing or like a woman thing. But I do hear from a lot of women that like, they're just like, I just have my list of my things in my head and it's going and that's all I can think about. And then I'm just like constantly thinking about blah, blah, blah. Or I'm like so exhausted at night. That's another thing. I'm just so exhausted I can't even think about, anything other than just falling asleep,
Yeah.
And I think
that's a real issue.
It's so real. And that's why I'm like, the first 2 years of having a baby, I'm like, I feel like mamas, you get somewhat of a free pass because it's really hard. Like, no joke. Like, I don't want to take away from being a mom specifically because, like, you don't sleep. Like, you literally go from taking care of only yourself and kind of your husband to being completely, like trying to keep this, like, little human being alive who depends on your literal body. Whew, Jesus.
Literally,
I
you're
can't.
just trying to keep them alive.
Exactly. So,
how does this work?
So, like, that is so legitimate. Like, being a mom, especially in the first few years, is so hard.
Yes.
So there's so much grace for that. But after that, it kind of becomes a cop-out. Because, I mean, really, you could take care of your kid and still have time for your husband. And I think for me, that just made me have to really, like, reprioritize my priorities. Is working out more important than me that 1 hour to work out more important than me spending an hour with CJ? Or is that 1 hour of getting some work done more important than me spending time with CJ? So I really had to reprioritize. And then also go, if I'm going to give him time, I need to, like, actually be, like, prepping myself to think about him and kind of, like, turn my mind and my thought life to be about him. Because I'm easily consumed with, like, I don't know, a new song I'm writing, like a video. It could be skateboarding, you guys. I'm really into skateboarding right now.
This
it could
week.
Be that.
That's what's on this week.
It's been like 2 weeks of, like, let's just go skate, But no, legitimately, like, I have to be going, okay, think about CJ. Or even in my prayer time, I need to pray for him. I need to, like, thank the Lord for how awesome he is. And it kind of is like brainwashing your brain. Or brainwashing. Mental preparation to go, I like him. I want to spend time with him.
I think that's the issue of remembrance. One of the easiest things that we can do to fill our mind and to strengthen our relationship or in anything in life, to strengthen ourselves and specifically in our relationship, is to remember our relationship, to remember the good times. Even just spending some time and me thinking about how you take care of the kids, how you love them, how you love me and my weakness and brokenness, the things that you've done. Thinking about those things will actually turn my mind and my heart towards her.
Yeah.
And then when we have time together, suddenly I'm already in a place of tenderness and openness to them.
Yeah. So I think even more than, like, I have to time block 3 hours a day to, like, be with my significant other. It's more about just getting your mind in the right place, and then it'll happen.
Yeah. So we've got be honest with them.
Yeah.
You know, be honest with your significant other about how you're feeling when you feel like you're drifting apart or you're struggling because, you know, for whatever reason, you just don't feel intimate and it's hurting you and your relationship with them. Be honest about it.
Yeah,
You know,
totally.
And then 2, make sure that you're prioritizing time and energy and mental capacity with each other.
Yeah, mental capacity is huge.
Like, you can't just say that somebody's a priority and then not give them either the time, energy, mental focus, whatever it is. Like, you have to actually give them priority, because saying it isn't enough. You're going to have times where you go, okay, some other things are going to fall to the wayside because this has to be a priority in my life. So you prioritize them. 3, you got to remember, like, spend time remembering. That's why you have those first years of, you know, an aspect of infatuation with each other and easy intimacy and growing together, because you're able to look back and go, man, they walked through a lot of things with me. Or I remember the love of our youth. I remember how we could spend hours together just talking, enjoying. You remember all of those things, and it ignites your heart and opens you up for greater intimacy with each other.
We'd love to know what you guys think. Please comment below. What are some tips and tricks that you guys do within your relationships? Honestly, whether even just like relationships with, it doesn't have to be in a marriage situation, because I think like these things totally translate to just normal relationships, friendships, whatever. But how do you maintain intimacy or friendship or relationship within busy schedules and, you know, just a lot on your plate? How do you maintain those things? Comment below. We'd love to hear what you have to say.
Let us know, and let the community know. Like, we all need to benefit from each other. So this isn't everything. There's a lot of things that you've learned. So please share them below.
And also, if you have any questions about anything concerning relationships, please comment below, ask away, because you might be featured in the next video. But until then, we'll see you next time. Bye!